After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 375. Today is Saturday, October 19th, 2019, as we are recording. I am Marlecia, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy. I do want to quickly address the elephant in the room.
That is not in the room.
It's not in the room. It actually is in the room.
Yeah.
I was supposed to wear 24/7 for 2 weeks, then see how the symptoms are without it during the day, minus in the car and in bed, so we can see whether or not surgery is the way to go. But I still have to try to keep my head straight, which is
We've enlisted Davina to be turned police.
Yes.
She's really good at it.
We are going to be seeing how what the difference is with the symptoms.
Okay, so we want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun and the Woman Cave. We are located on YouTube. If you're probably watching us on YouTube, we're also located on phnpodcast.freeforms.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforms.net. If you'd like to join us for all the alongs and things, that's where that happens. And there's a lot of camaraderie and fun and everything over there. We do have 2 official new members. We have Diane B. and Nita C. We're glad to have you both with us.
Yes,
I recognize your names, so we're glad to see you back. If you are in the shadows, please feel free to join officially either the YouTube channel and or our podcast group home. Okay, we'd love to have you there. And yeah, we'd like to have you officially. You don't have to, but we'd like to be able to have you take part in the alongs and things like that.
Right.
Okay. I haven't had a chance yet to take the stuff to the pregnancy center or anything like that, but we are waiting on something. Someone told us that they are busy working on something for the pregnancy center, so we're going to wait for them to get that to us.
Yeah, and if we seem a bit slow on things, right now we have appointments for me 2 days a week.
At least.
So
we still haven't got the hole fixed in her ceiling, so because we can't fit contractors in between. So
life is not slow right now.
No, it's extremely busy. It seems like we get up, hit the floor running, and go back to bed. So yeah, if we are doing things slowly, or if you notice that our lovely moderators are having to do a lot more, which we really appreciate,
yes,
it's because I'm not even at the computer sometimes. I've had days where I've sat down maybe 20 minutes at the computer. So we haven't forgotten you. We're just very busy, okay? Yeah. And we will do our best to keep up with everything with you guys. And we appreciate our wonderful moderators and our people who are quasi-moderators and everybody who just keeps everything going, okay? So Evans Home is one of our places that we do our charities to, and that is, children, young children on through adults, although adults are kind of transitioning out. And that's our contact person for that is Gracie's mom, 62, I think it is.
64, isn't
62.
It?
Gracie's mom, 62. And she is the proprietor of our local yarn shop, which is Knitter's Magic in Winchester, Virginia. So if you're over there in that area, please check her out. And she is the one we hand off the things that are for older people,
Well, it can be babies through.
Well, by older, it can be, but generally give our baby stuff to pregnancy center unless they're otherwise.
Unless we have a huge supply, in which case we split.
So we have that. And then, of course, our pregnancy center, which we will be making a delivery as soon as we get some things that are coming through in the mail, whenever it comes through. And then Comfort and Crafts is Brittany. She's B-Wing, and she handles whatever you give her for that. She does dishcloths and hats and scarves and all kinds of things like that. And you can check her out either on her Ravelry group or on Facebook. And then the Amelia Project, which is VT Kimmy Kim, and that's Nick U Hats, okay? And you can contact her for information for that. Those are the current charities that we are involved with in one way or another, whether it's by actual donation or by word of mouth kind of getting people to give things. Okay, whatever you want to give, we don't care where you give them. I mean, you can give them your local ones, but we always like to help you get rid of your stuff as well. So we're appreciative of that, as long as people are being helped by it. My notes. Okay. All right. I'm not going to do our upcoming right now because that's not for a while.
We just started.
We just started this one. So in other groups, we do want to continue with the Yarn and I Cappy. She's doing an I Heart Mickey, I Love Mickey Cal Cal Lal, and that's going through November 18th. So you have about a month left on that. So that's a lot of fun. Anything related to Mickey Mouse and Disney and that kind of stuff. And that's in her group. I believe she's only on Ravelry. She may have done something on Facebook, but I haven't talked to her about that. So you can ask her if you're currently not on Ravelry, but elsewhere, what you want to do if you want to be part of that. If not, you can make it part of our Tea and Tales or whatever of our groups that you can, or alongs that you can make it fit in. Okay, and I'm sure you can because Disney is pretty wide open.
Yeah.
Okay. Then a Crocheting Hoovian podcast group. They're still doing the Creature Feature Cal Cal Lal, and that is in its last quarter. That's with Darkfire Woman as well, and that's I'm sorry, I lost your name. Right, it just went right out of my head.
Is it like Debbie? No.
Debbie. Yes, I think it's Debbie. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I apologize if I can't remember your name correctly. Darkfire Woman. She is the Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast. They've been doing this all year, and the information is in both their groups and on Laura's Facebook page, I believe. And I think she also allows you to take part by email. And there's we always say that we have the email link, right?
I just have the email link.
Yeah, we have the email link in our group, and you can find Facebook by looking it up or talking to her. I think she's at Rhinebeck right now, so she might be slow to get to you, but that's that. The Comforting Crafts group, that's B-Wing, who is Brittany, and she has What Are You Reading in 2019, 19 Hats in 2019, 52 Dishcloths in 2019, and Color Work. Okay, those are what's going on in her groups. Now, I don't think she's got anything set up outside Ravelry except for her Comforting Crafts charity, but you can check that out with her. Okay? And then Bee's Knees, I've kind of lost track of Studio Von Design. I love her dearly. Vonnie has got 19 of everything, okay, and anything, 19 of anything. And she's been very busy, but I'm sure that this is still going strong over there. She's well worth taking a look at what she's doing. And it's just 19 of anything. It's the Bee's Knees group. Okay, Vonnie's fantastic, so check it out if you're still on Ravelry, okay? Okay, in our group, okay, we have the PHN Tea and Tales year-long Cal Cal Lal. We are in the 4th quarter, so we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Now this Cal Cal, this is the last. We'll be doing it for a while. When this ends this year, we'll be replacing it with a charity along. But for this year, right now, we are still doing Tea and or Tales, and we are really excited to see all the stuff that's being put into those groups. I do see it, even if I don't always comment on it, but you guys are amazing. Some of the stuff is just wonderful, and the tie-ins are fun. This runs from January 1st through December 31st of this year. Projects must be I'm practicing to be a vampire. Projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. WIPs are allowed, but must be worked on during the along and must reflect the theme. Chatter and pictures are in the same thread, and they must be, all the projects must be tied in some way to Tea and or Tales. It can be both if you want, or just one. One WIP per project per week, the FO whenever it's completed, and we do have featured patterns and featured yarns. Our co-host is Cappy from the Yarn and I Cappy podcast. She has a kit that she developed for this along, and you can get a discount from that with the code that's in the dedicated Cappy thread that she has given us as PHNers. 2 codes, one for the kits, which is substantial, and another which is fairly substantial as well for the other stuff in her shop. So it's in that dedicated Cappy thread, and we're very grateful for her generosity. Her shawl is called the Tea and Tales, but the Tails is Tails. Okay, it's a really pretty shawl, and I can't wait to get started on that once I lower my WIPs a little bit. She's been very generous with us. So her pattern is one of the featured patterns. Any Franciscan Gypsy Designs pattern, Joanna Johnson's pattern, Mom Cook pattern, crocheting Hoovian pattern and Studio Bond design pattern, or my pattern, if you can relate to tea and or tails, can be eligible for 2 chances at a prize. My yarn or Cappy's yarn is also eligible for 2 chances at a prize if it's related to tea and or tails. And if you marry the project and the yarn, you can have 3 chances at a prize. But you are responsible for your multiple postings and letting us know why it's a multiple post. Okay. Okay. You all right?
Oh yeah, it was just yelling at me that it always lets me know if I'm within an hour of med time.
Okay. The prizes for this quarter, Plum Deluxe Purple Package. Now this one, unfortunately, that particular prize, the other prize is wherever. This one can only go out to the United States because they only deliver to the United States. And it will be coming directly from Plum Deluxe because we want you to have the purple package. Okay, so that's the prize for the 4th quarter. And then the mega prize will also be at that point. Okay. The toy along is going strong. Love to see it. I just saw somebody put in a whole bunch of new project starts and finishes and all that. So I need to go back and look at that because it makes me happy. And we're always glad to see that working up. The rules are the same as the rules I mentioned before, with the change that it is toys, knit, loom knit, or crocheted toys. Okay, and you can do whatever you want with them. Just no cruelty to toys. Okay. Let me see here. I said the rules were basically the same. Featured patterns, Franciscan Gypsy designs, Bakery Bears, Crocheting Hoovian toys. They're all eligible for 2 chances at a prize. And if you use my yarn in it or Laura's yarn in it, it's 2 chances at a prize. And if you use yarn and the pattern together, featured yarn, featured pattern, then you have 3 chances at a prize. The same caveats apply. And if you see me kind of messing with my Kindle, my computer and my Kindle were being finicky, and I'm looking at my show notes a little differently, and I'm used to swiping this way, and this wants me to swipe up and down, so forgive me if I'm a little disjointed. I'm not going to go through the designers. We did that last week. If you need to know, what toy designers might be helpful for this along in terms of, ideas, it's up in the thread, or you can ask. We have lots of people who are very knowledgeable about toy making, and they will tell you. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm not going to do the prizes right now. I guess that brings us into whips, rough drafts.
Yep, but I only have 4.
I have 8, so. Okay, so I guess I start
With 2.
with 2, but I need a drink of water first. Excuse me. And apparently, for the time being, water is our beverage of choice.
It's a little hard for me to do hot tea because I'm not supposed to bend my head.
And we've been getting started later. We didn't get home until after 9:30 last night, and by the time we got to bed, it was 11. So we're getting a late start this morning. Okay, let me see here. In my Ploverbird medium-sized teapots on a tan field bag. That's this one, Ploverbird. She doesn't make bags anymore, which is sad, but that's okay. We have a wonderful bag
She just
maker.
makes the ones we have special.
And we have a wonderful bag maker.
Yes, we do.
We found Anne late. Okay, so this is my Pixels little cowl. And I think next time I do this, I'm going to have a larger chain. Even though I already made the chain bigger, I think I misjudged. I thought that because I had such a big gauge, I could use the hook that she was using for thinner yarn. But I probably should have used a bigger hook.
Oh, that would explain the difference. Okay.
So, because my gauge, I think, is probably like hers.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm at. I did a lot of work on this at the doctor's office. We spent the doctor's office yesterday about 5 hours. So I had plenty, and in the car as well. So we had plenty of time to craft. I like the way this is turning out. This is Perfectly Reckless, Miss Babs yarn, DK weight. I guess it was originally called Light Worsted DK, but it's now DK weight. I like the way it's kind of fun. And I think I have enough to make a second one, maybe the longer one. It's hard to tell with crochet how much you have, but I do have an extra skein.
Okay.
So I'm thinking I might make a longer one and see if I have, make it until it runs out and then see it. So that's this. I do enjoy this. It's not as... My favorite is the Cerebel. But this is fun because I'm just you know, it's essentially a single crochet, even though that's not what this is. It's a little different, but to get the pattern. But it's
It almost looks like a shell.
yeah, it's
Or like a small shell.
yeah, it's not really. If you look at it closely, it looks like a flower. It's got a central piece and then 4 on the edge.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of neat. I don't know if you can see that. If you can you see kind of where it looks like it's a little flower? I don't know if you can. The closest is down here, but it's hard to see unless you're looking at it directly. But that's that. Okay. All right, so that's that one. And my next one is, oh, you haven't seen this one in a while. I wanted something a little different. So Davina had been asking about my color work, and I said, well, I do a very basic kind of color work. I mean, that's not to say mosaic can't be complex, but
What she's saying is it's one color at a time,
one color at a time. And where is my bag?
with the finished result looking like you've done 2 colors at a time.
Right. It's absolutely beautiful stuff. And I didn't do too much of it, but I was proud of myself because I was sitting in the car and I kind of said, oh, I know what I'm doing. And it wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. And I yanked the needle out and went, whoop, and just took out the row and then started over again. Just the one row.
Good. So
So-
you picked up the stitches again?
I just put the stitches back on my thing.
Good for you.
So, you guys have seen this. I just put it away for a while. I still love mosaic. It's just I wasn't able to just sit there and focus on it. I only did about 4 rows on this, maybe. But you can see them starting the next design. And my husband was kind of impressed by that, too. He thought it was pretty cool. So, he likes color work.
Mm-hmm, he does.
So this is what I call the Faith of Our Fathers bookmark project. It's from the Ancient Mosaic bookmark pattern by Marieke Meyer, Mareike Meyer. So I'm not sure if she's available like on Lovecrafts or whatever. I got this on Ravelry, but she might be available on Lovecrafts. I'd like to see if she is, because I do like her pattern. It's very pretty. All right, and this is Nitpicks, Brava Sport, I believe. Is it? Yeah, Brava Sport. Okay.
Alrighty, so it's my turn. This one hardly got any work at all. Actually, the bag got a little wet, but it's dry now.
Yeah, it had gotten a little stained. Did the stain go away? Or just a little bit. But
I think that stain was there before.
it might have been like dirt when you put it
Yeah.
down at the Fiber Festival or something.
Yeah. Although I didn't take it to the Fiber Festival, but
Right.
I took it on retreats.
You might have put it down somewhere that was a little dirty.
Yeah. So this is first of all, it's in my Ploverbird TARDIS bigger on the inside bag, and the project is the TARDIS Traveler project. The pattern is the Dobbinwood by K.F. Jones. I'm using Miss Babs yarn, and I am in a middle row. I thought I wasn't, but oh well.
It's pretty. Very pretty.
And I'm getting close to separation. It's the 2 inches that never end. Every time I measure it, I'm 2 inches away. So, probably after I do this wrong side row, I'll measure again and see where I'm at. Because then I have to separate.
Very pretty.
But I really want this finished object.
It'll be nice, especially for the winter time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that my next? My next? Okay, this time it is the little Silver Shed USA caterpillar bags. We actually call it a bookworm because we use a bookworm kit.
Yeah.
This is my Little Boy Blue baby hat project from the hand knit pull-on baby hat pattern by Ray of Hope. And I didn't do a whole lot on this. I think I did 1 or 2 rows. Because what happened was, the times I was able to knit was basically when we were in the offices. And so I wasn't always conducive to do more than a couple rows at a time. So this is just, still, it doesn't look like I made much progress, but I did a couple rows, I think. And I like the texture of this. It's very stretchy. It's very stretchy.
Which is good.
It reminds me of the girl, I met a young lady in the last waiting room yesterday, and she was knitting, or no, she was crocheting a hat but out of her head. She kept measuring against herself.
Oh, okay.
And then it was this yarn. It was this really pretty kind of fuzzy. It was a lion brand yarn. I can't remember what she called it. A bulky yarn. And it kept, the transition of the colors was really pretty. Seafoam. But I'm hoping she'll join the PHN family. I gave her all the information, so we'll see if she finds us. But anyway, she was making a crocheted hat that was seamed. That's where I was going with that. Seamed hats.
I was wondering what the connection was.
Yeah, I'm just being random. So that's that. It made me happy to see another crafter there.
Well, there was someone else on the other side when we first came in.
Oh, was there?
I think she was knitting.
Oh, was she? Okay, so my next one is in my... You haven't seen this one in a while either. This is in my Star Wars bag. Silver Shed USA. I think this is a large. Or an extra large? I forget. But this is my Dobbinwood. This is my Dobbinwood project. I just haven't had a chance to change the name. And I did tear it out and start with a garter. I'm about ready to put the markers in for where you are supposed to divide for the sleeves. I took it all out.
That's not for dividing. That's for your edging.
My edging? It's a 7 or 8.
7 stitch
edging? Okay.
Because that would definitely not be your division.
Okay, well anyway. I'm almost to that point. I had to stop. I didn't have enough of the right stitch markers to... I think I lost one of my stitch markers there too. But anyway, so this is just... Okay, I went ahead and just did the garter. I will probably go ahead and do what she asks me to do, where it's small stuff. But...
Although, it's kind of like if you want to keep consistency.
Well, I will be consistent. You know, I'll do the garter on the 7 part or 8 part. But, you know, but we'll see how I feel. So it just looks like blue, but I'm past the point where I was before.
Well, you're going to be in the blue for a little while, I think.
No, I'm not actually.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting ready to change colors in a little bit.
I can't remember.
I think I have maybe a couple rows to do before I change colors.
Oh, I think you're right.
And then I have, you know, that portion that you have to do, and then, you know.
Well, you're not the version I have to do.
The first part. The first part of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to give anything away because it's a paid pattern by KF Jones, and she writes a really nice pattern.
And it's on Lovecrafts, and it's on Ravelry and Etsy.
She's got it all over the place. She's another one like Laura Concert who's trying to hit everybody in terms of, and we really appreciate that. Look,
yes.
I would hate to have to miss case patterns. So, but I am getting ready to do this part. Well, let's see here. I am getting ready to do just below the dark color, kind of a stockinette, and then I'll move into this regular stockinette, and then I'll hit the lace. And the colors I'm using, you saw the dark blue. The next color I'll be using will be this one. This is... So
it's the same color I have for my main one. That's Zing.
This is Zing. And then this is... The Inkwell is what I'm working in. And this, I forget what this is called. I think... Is this Chirp?
That might be Chirp.
Yeah, this is... Talia gave me this to use. So I hope I have...
No, that's not Chirp. Chirp was more... Well, I can't remember if that's Chirp or not.
I hope I can figure it out because I hope I don't need more of this. Because I don't have a whole lot of this. So I hope I have enough of this for the lace.
Well, I'll be able to figure out based on other things I've done.
Okay. So that's what I'm doing with this. And it matches my bag. So.
And I think you might have enough because it doesn't require as much.
Is there only one lace section?
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, okay. All right.
But
so
remember, knitting doesn't take up as much yarn as crocheting.
that's true.
Okay, so in my... This one also didn't get a whole lot of work. I basically worked on the same 2 projects.
Oh, that's good. Huh. Okay.
In my Silver Shed USA Peanuts Christmas bag, I worked on this a little bit. I really wanted to work on it more, but I was having difficulty just with the neck brace and not being able to bend my head, just finding a comfortable position.
Right.
So I'm not sure where I was last time. I feel like I was maybe just a little bit above this. I didn't get a whole lot done on this. So I don't think it looks terribly different. And this is Dad's Christmas stocking.
Yeah, Dwayne's like, when are you going to finish that so you can start mine?
And this is the star stocking pattern.
Very pretty.
Yeah, she really has been looking forward to her Christmas stocking. But she also really likes having things knit for her.
She does. She's very knit worthy. It has to be the right thing.
Yeah.
But that's true of anybody.
Yeah. She was getting my laundry basket for my laundry, and immediately, oh, thank you, gravitated toward the sparkly purple I picked up at the Fiverr Festival, which was for her anyway.
Does she know it yet?
Oh, yeah, she knows it now. I told her, well, yeah, no, that actually was intended for you. That's the one I told her about, that, because she wants another one of those hats that I made her Quicksilver hat out of.
Yeah.
And I had told her it wasn't best for variegated yarn or fingering weight. So, I told her we can set that aside for it, but it might take a while for that.
Yeah. So we picked that up at the Fiverr Festival.
Yeah.
So.
And I had picked that up with her on my end anyway.
Okay. I think we said I'd do twice for all of them, right?
Yes, because you double the project.
Okay. In my Ploverbird teacups and a teapots bag is, I love this bag. It's cute.
Did you say teacups on a teapots?
No.
You absolutely did.
Not, in fact. This is my Dazzle the Zebra from the Lucky the Horse pattern by Little Muggles. I finished the head.
Yes, a head.
So the head. I'm still not sure how this is going to go together, but there's the head. And I started... I'll find it here. I started the muzzle, but I put it aside after I started because I wasn't sure about the colors. I had to go look up and make sure that was a solid color, not also striped. And it's a solid. So I got this far on the muzzle. And this is my Lady Fritico Creations. If it's not a horse, it might be a zebra. And my Bare Necessities. So you can't really see. There's not really much to see for this right now. And apparently I'm going to have to turn the corner on this. I hate doing that. But she also did this a little bit differently so that there's more space to work in. So I might make it a little different. Right. I like the way she does the pattern. Thank you, Laura, for giving me the name. I couldn't think of it. Laura Concert does a lot of Little Muggles. And she was like, yeah, that's Little Muggles. Okay. So, and this is... I think the hook I'm using is an E. I don't know. What's a 3.5 millimeter E?
I think that's an E.
Yeah, I don't have it down. So anyway, I'm using a 3.5 millimeter hook because I tend to have a very loose gauge. So I end up going down hooks because this yarn is, I believe this is DK or worsted. I put it down. DK. Yeah, DK. So that's that. And I do have 2 skeins of this. If it's not a horse, it might be a zebra, and then one of them Bare Necessities. And it's not like I can't get more.
Right. These are all your yarns.
Yes. 2, 4, 5. Let's do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. One more. All right. In my Kickaboo bags, this is my Holiday Owls bag, is my Jazzy toddler hat. And I did a little bit of work on this, not a whole lot. I was showing... the young lady I was talking to, I don't want to mention her name, even though first name wouldn't be a problem. I just don't want to. I didn't have permission. So I was showing her this because she had not loom knit. So she, I measured it, and I'm still about 1.5 inches from finishing it. And it's not because I'm having any trouble with it. It's just I haven't worked on it.
Yeah.
So I still like the way this yarn
Works
up for this hat. And I think what I'm going to do next time on this is I'm going to make an owl. I'm going to take one of my plain acrylic yarns and make an owl. So we'll see.
You're not going to make an owl with that yarn?
I don't have enough, I don't think.
Sad day.
I do have some yarn, I think.
Because that'd be fun with the print.
I think I have a print. I
don't know.
I used to have print. I thought I kept some. Maybe I gave it away. I thought I kept it for hats.
I would have thought that you would have given it away. You probably used it.
No, I had other colors as well, but I wonder if I ended up giving it away.
You wouldn't have given away your prints. You used your prints.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I might have it. If I do, I might make an owl out of this, and then put it in the toy basket or something. I don't know where I would give it. Maybe I'd send it to somebody who gives toys to kids. So, because these are fun, and it's not a hard owl project to make with this. You just, seam the top and, do your thing, and it's fine. So, that's that. Okay.
Now it is my turn.
Sit up straight.
So, in my Silver Shed USA PHN bag, this is the Anne sweater, which I'm calling Anne's Midnight Romance, and the pattern is by Joanna Johnson. And the yarn is Bella Sarah's Knitting Baskets, and the colorway is Midnight Romance. I'm actually very close to starting the ribbing for the bottom of the sweater. Then I get to look into sleeves and well, it's not really a button band because there's no buttons in it, but it's a button band.
It's just a ribbing, kind of a edging.
And I'm choosing not to do the pockets.
Let's see something here. So does this have the front? How does the? You don't have to add front to it, right? I mean, where are the?
I pick up the stitches along the edges.
Okay. The panels.
So
that's pretty. It's curling like crazy, but
it's stockinette.
Isn't that pretty?
So this gets a lot of.
You can see through it.
Well, it's not a heavy sweater.
I mean, it's not. Oh, you know.
It's not.
It's not like you can see right through it, but
no. Well, it's a lightweight sweater, and this is alpaca. It's not like a thick weave.
Dense. Yeah.
So that got quite a bit of work done on it. I've worked on that mostly when I was at the doctor's yesterday.
Okay. I missed a project, so I'm going to pull it out here. In my Plover Birds Mickey Mouse bag is my Colorful Birds wrap from the Show Off Boomerang pattern by April Klitsch. And the yarn is Test Designer Yarn Superwash Merino worsted. I don't know the name of the colorway because I don't think it was on the band, but I did a couple rows on this, and I'm kind of tangled up here. Let me see. I'm very talented this way. I am very tangled up in my little stitch marker here. That is a Victorian Studio little stitch marker that she gave me very generously. Let's see here. Come on. Release the bear. There we go. Okay. So I made a little progress. Just a little bit. And this might be on the needles for a while just because I do it when I feel like doing it. I do like the way the yarn is starting to work up. It's got nice pooling. I do like pooling if it's pretty like this. Kind of reminds me of, I don't know, beach or something. It's very pretty. So that's that. Not a whole lot of work on this, but enough to say I did work on it. And this yarn I believe is worsted. There's a ton of yardage in this. The skein is absolutely enormous. And that's after getting what I got done on it. So I'm going to be working on this a while. So, and I have no idea what's going to become of this. Whatever will become of it.
You'll figure that out when you finish it.
When I finish it. And my last project is in my Black Horse Knitter Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn little bag. I think this is her sock bag, I think. Although it does fit things like cowls and shawlettes and things like that. And this is my cranberry cowl. It's using the Surabelle pattern by, I lost her name. Something Sweethearts. Sarah Sweethearts. Sarah Sweethearts. I did a lot of progress on this. This one I can just kind of sit and be mindless. I mean, it's getting long. Not where I want it to be yet. The yarn is Miss Babs Yowza What a Skein in the Vlad's colorway. Davina asked me if this was going to you, and I said not everything that's red goes to you. So you can see that
it kind of matches the hat and Duke that I gave you.
Yeah.
I mean, that one was Madtosh, but
this one's going to be a bit longer than it is. It is crocheted, so I'm not sure how long this is going to be. I'm just going to keep going until I can, seam it up. I think it's going to be probably a mid-length kind of cowl, but I think I might be able to twist it twice. when it's done. So I think that'll be really pretty, and this might go to charity or it might not. We'll see what happens. I do like the color. This kind of a red is really pretty. So that's that. Rena likes this, I think.
Likes that red? Or
Well, she likes the pattern. I know that.
yeah.
And she likes red, so she probably likes this. I'm taking Rena's name in vain because I can. Hi, Rena. Hi. She's a sweetheart. Okay. All right, so that's all I have.
So,
Oops.
this is actually a new project. And this is probably the one I worked on the most this week. Barring all the work in the doctor's office, on the sweater. This is a bag, this bag I have happened to have, and I just
Matchy, matchy.
threw it in there. It was the biggest one I had that was empty. And, it is, I'm using Pound of Love, Line Brand Pound of Love, and this is a charity project. They don't have any colorway names on here, but
It's pink.
it's pink, yeah.
Blush or,
Yeah.
baby pink or whatever.
It was a completely full skein when I got it. And I'm just winging a baby blanket pattern for charity. It's going to be a little bigger, so I guess like a crib type one. And it's just a mixture stockinette and seat stitch. Just wanted something that wouldn't require that much effort, that much focus, that much head bending, because I could just go with it.
Right. This would be really pretty.
It'll be classic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wasn't it all started, and now it is. So,
Very nice.
and significant amount of work. I
Did
mean,
you say you're using 8s or 7s?
7s.
Yeah.
The yarn called for an 8, so it went down a size. Plus, that was what I had available easily. So I went with the 7s. That was literally how my decision was made.
I've done that. That's why all my shawl patterns, like my K or whatever, that I use my DK Miss Babs. I'll have one that's 7, one that's 8, one that's 9 or 9.5. I think I've gone as big as a 10 on that, but that's it.
I don't usually do adjustments, but this isn't even a pattern. This is something that I just was like, I want this.
I didn't do adjustments. I just said I want to do this pattern. All
Yeah.
my needles are taken. I'm going to use this needle.
Yeah, usually I don't do that.
I only do it with Miss Babs because it's a little bit more versatile. So, and usually what I use Miss Babs for is shawls or blankets or whatever, so I can do that.
I don't like my patterns as airy as you sometimes do. My projects.
It depends. Sometimes I like it a little lighter, just enough to cover me, and stuff like that. And other times I like it heavier, and then it's more dense. I like it to have a drape. Okay. I'm done with projects.
I am too.
Okay, let me see here. That leads on to what? No FOs?
No FOs.
Okay, no writer's block. Next on the hooks. No.
It was a hard week to get anything done.
For a long time I had 2 projects I was working on. No royalties to show, really. I got a book that I'm going to be doing, but that's... Alright, the Etsy shop. I've been pretty busy dyeing yarn for the LYS, and all that got finished. I do have to re-dye a couple of skeins because they broke, the mini skeins, so I have to do that. So what I'm going to try to do probably this weekend is get all my kits reskeined, so I see how many I have to do in total over again. I'm hoping only the ones that I've broken so far will have to be redone, but in case that's not the case, I'm going to finish all the kits first, and then I'll know everything I have to reskein and do that. So those are basically done, and I've got one set of the kits 70% reskeined, and the other set I'm just starting on, the mini skeins. So that's that, and I hope to start working on more stuff for the shop in the near future. I do have my Facebook page up now. It's Lady Fernico Creations on Facebook. It is a business page. I'm not sure that was the right decision for me to make, but I'm making...
Well, it is a business. So.
It is a business, but I don't want my sales to go through Facebook. I want my sales to go through my Etsy shop. So I will be putting things up there, but if you want to purchase something then it'll go through the Etsy shop. And I may in the future, when things slow down, I may have giveaways or contests or things like that on Facebook. So we will see if that comes to fruition or not with all this craziness that's going on. But I kind of feel like I've not been able to keep up as well with my shop as I would like, and I don't think that's fair to my customers. So I'm going to try to pick up the pace a little bit with that and go from there. So I appreciate those who have joined the group. That makes me happy. And we'll see what comes from it. And I had some really stellar reviews on there. Sunshine and, I can't remember her name. I can see her in my head. And she's such a sweetheart. She used to be really active for a while in the group. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. I'm not sure she still watches this, but she was very sweet, and they both gave me really sweet reviews. So thank you very much. I appreciate that greatly.
Well, she found your group somehow, Mom.
Yeah, she did. I invited her.
Oh, okay.
I invited her because she was on my list of
let's
friends.
See. You said it was a review?
Yeah.
Shelley.
Yes, Shelley. Thank you, Shelley. That was it. So that was I was very much appreciative of that. Okay, I'm going to call this the Garbled Podcast. Okay. Anyway. All right. Do we have anything else to say?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, this is a very short one. I don't know why it's so short, but it is. We will be back hopefully next weekend, but is there anything do you want to touch on what happened at the...
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot. We went over the stuff with the brace just now. We're just looking into...
Do I need to give a warning?
Yeah, go ahead and give a warning.
Okay, here's the disclaimer. We want to let you know that we're going to talk just a little bit about...
Yeah, it's not going to be a ton.
Yeah, it's not going to be a ton about real life stuff, including Ty's medical. So if that makes you uncomfortable, we understand. You don't have to stay. You can come back next week, we hope, for the Fun in the Woman Cave. And we'd be glad to have you. We understand completely if you want to leave at this point. But before you leave, we want to thank everybody who commented on YouTube. We had Leanne, Crochet Hoovian, Petty's Kim, Brittany, Pat, and Sally. I don't know if there's any more, but those are the ones that I saw before we started the podcast. And the people who commented on Ravelry, on PHN, our home group there. Thank you for taking the time to comment. We appreciate your kind words and support. And we wish you all a wonderful week if you decide that you want to head out right now. We're going to go into personal stuff right now.
Yeah, so we just... I think he's fairly happy with the management of the POTS in particular. Seems like some of the symptoms I've been blaming on POTS are actually related to one of the other conditions, which is the MCAS. So that's mast cell activation syndrome. Basically, everyone has mast cells. That's what helps your body, kind of be like, hey, this is an allergen, stay away from it. The thing is, mine misbehave. And they think that...
Yours is hypersensitive.
Well, it's hypersensitive, and it also thinks that, simple things like I'm stressed or talking. And one of the signs that's visible to most everyone else is when I start blushing. And apparently it can be quite obvious when I do it. Because I'm not naturally a ruddy person. But, yeah, we're adding on another medication for that and see if that can help improve symptoms a bit.
Another antihistamine?
This one's another mast cell stabilizer, kind of like the Cromolyn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just another rare condition that I'm actually still trying to research because I don't understand it as well as some of the other ones because I kind of thought it wasn't as important for me. So, yeah, just going to research that one a little bit more and just try to understand it more.
Right.
The saga for the room continues, though.
Yes, we, as I told you, they fixed the plumbing, which is good.
And it hasn't been leaking anymore.
Thank God. But we still have a hole in our ceiling. And until we have the schedule kind of set a little better, we can't get contractors in here. And there are issues that I don't want to get into because it's unchristian. So that we can't... The person that we're working with is just a challenge. So, just
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. God will help it. We will work with.
I'm actually not terribly stressed about the idea of getting that up anytime soon because I'm not sure if that's going to throw me out of my room for a while.
Well, it has to be done though.
It does have to be
we
done.
can't have.
I'm not looking forward to it.
We cannot have a hole in your ceiling the rest of our lives. It's just not. I don't like it.
Why not?
I don't like it. So we were going to get rid of it, but it's crazy working with. It's not even the contractors. It's the people who put it all together. It's just. I'm not going to go on a rant. We're gonna move on. Okay.
Needless to say, we just still have a hole in my ceiling.
Yeah. Now, reading stuff, I finished Spectre of the Past by Timothy Zahn and started Spectre of the Future, so that's good. And I picked up a couple of things that...
Bless you.
Thank you. That I'm going to be doing, like...
Bless you.
excuse me. In preparation for Advent and then Advent itself. But other than that, I haven't had a whole lot of time to do reading and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I fall into bed and I go to sleep.
Right.
So, you know...
And I've just basically tried, a lot of my reading-ish time has been researching stuff because I'm trying to understand this crazy body of mine, so.
Yeah. So that is that. Keep your eye open on the shop. Hopefully I'll be able to do some things. I've been in contact with Laura from our local yarn shop to get a date. I was going to bring things in on Saturday, but I think she has an event going on, so she wants to give me the time that's necessary, which I appreciate. So I can't come during the week. I have to answer this. Hopefully I answer before she sees the podcast.
Well, it takes a while to load, so you have...
I'll do it as soon as I get on the podcast. I can't do it during the week because of appointments and such. Mm-hmm. So November 2nd, I'll probably drop off all the kits and things, which gives me more time, which means I can dye up some yarn this weekend, possibly. So that'll be good. Or between winding yarn and stuff like that. So the busyness will intensify for the next couple of weeks, I think it is. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully it'll slow down until after Christmas, maybe. So that'll be good, to be able to be down to maybe
I'm just verifying that I didn't mess up Davina's appointment.
Oh. Well, you know what? Can't be helped sometimes.
But, we put her off a couple times. Let's see, did I put hers in my calendar?
I hope so. It's very difficult to get anybody else's appointments in with Talia. So,
well, I know she's on a Thursday because that's the only time. We'll have to check. I didn't put it in my calendar, so.
I think it's the 11th of November.
Well, then we're good if that's... No, it'll be the 12th. 11th is not actually a Thursday.
Yeah, it's either the 12th or somewhere in there.
Well, it doesn't look like for November I have... Oh, it's December.
Or is it... Yeah, I think it's in November, right?
It is in November.
Okay.
It still wouldn't be the 12th, but...
Well, it's somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the following week. I don't remember.
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah. Okay, so that's basically that. We don't need to keep belaboring that on the podcast.
No. As soon as we figure out what it is, I'll have to put it in my calendar so I don't mess it up.
Right. So we want to, like I said, we want to wish you all a very blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, loomening, whatever you like to do, whatever makes you happy. Wish you a wonderful week, and we hope to see you back here for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 375, and that's a wrap.
Bye.